Look at there, guys. We're here and it's Tuesday, and I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys aren't. So this is basically a message for the guys, although I'm sure the girls will probably listen as well. It's an interesting time. An interesting time. I said yesterday, and I'm re-recording this because I got some feedback that yesterday there was too much wind. I was down at Cabarita Beach, even though I had my back to the wind, it was getting in the way of the message. So it's going back to the message that quite often the problem isn't the problem. It's a symptom of the problem. So I've been doing a lot of therapy work lately where we've been doing the work on quit smoking, quit vaping, quit drinking, quit whatever the addiction is, or even quit telling a story. And when I talk about the stories, and the guys relate this, guys get together, go down to the pub, have a few beers, or a drink somewhere, and guys talk shit. Pretty basic. So it's all the surface stuff. Maybe it's the footy, maybe it's whatever's going on, the referendum, or whatever it is, and they're just talking shit. It's all surface stuff. And deep down inside, there's the problem, and it just keeps brewing and festering, or whatever description you want to give it. And it's not getting any relief. It's just getting this band-aid of whatever the symptom is. So it's getting the alcohol, the drugs, the coke, the sex, the porn, whatever it is. So how do we get down? How do we have real conversations? I was having a chat about this recently. How do we get to have real conversations? You know, the stuff that's really troubling you, the stuff that's got your guts tied in knots. And what gives me a big thrill is seeing the impact of creating internal change, like rewiring the programs inside, so that once we deal with those real problems, that deep stuff, well, that's when you can let go of that other stuff, when you can let go of your addiction, whatever it is, or your stress, your anxiety, your PTSD, because we're dealing with the things that have happened in a way that your perception changes about the things that have happened. Like, say if whatever the shit is, say if whatever it is happened to you 20 years ago, that's a younger version of you. And that younger version of you dealt with that as best they could. So a lot of these things will go back to our imprint period, you know, the first 7 years or maybe the first 10 years. That little version of you had no idea of all the potential ways to solve whatever that problem was, or to avoid that problem. Or so for however long it is that you've been carrying this with you, it's that little version of you who's been in control. Now, I said yesterday, would you let that little version of you drive your car? And the answer is probably not. They'd need a cushion to get higher, extensions to get down to the pedals, and they'd probably crash the car anyway. So why then? My question then is, why do you allow that little version of you to control your life, to have the keys to drive your life? So once we get down into that area and we talk some really deep and meaningful stuff, and we really work on changing your perception of the past, so you take the power away from past events and we put you back in the driver's seat, you're back in control, and you're in control of how you feel, not all the circumstances and crap going on around you. And we can really get into it. And as a gentleman said to me recently, Wayne, it must be so hard to reach out to men and get to talk to men about what men don't want to talk about. So but when you do get to talk to men about what's really going on in their life, what's really causing that angst, what are the blocks that are holding them back, once we get down into that area and we take away the blocks and change the perception, life's completely different. And it's such a beautiful thing to see when you see the lights come on, when you see the eyes change. And there's such a difference made. There's that weight comes off their shoulders about whatever crap it was in the past. And as one man beautifully puts it, you know, the past is exactly where it belongs, in the past. Now, if that's something you want to delve into, if you're ready to talk about that stuff that's been holding you back, not just the symptoms, like, yeah, come along, we can talk about how to quit drinking, smoking, vaping, doing coke or whatever, weed or whatever it is in your life. Yeah, we can work on that, but the real work is done underneath that. Changing the coping mechanism. Because once you've got the other stuff sorted, bang, this other stuff, there's that ideal version of you doesn't do all that. The ideal version of you makes things happen. That's where we want to be. So if you want to have that chat, just send me a message. Don't put yes in the comments if you want to chat. Direct message me, because then we can really sort it out. Now, I am doing a prize draw this Friday night, the 27th at 6 p.m. Brisbane time, for some lucky viewer to win a 12-week one-on-one mindset breakthrough coaching program with me. Now, if you'd like to go in the draw for that, put yes, and I'll send you the link to enter, and maybe you'll be one of the lucky winner. There's some other things happening there too. So DM me if you'd like to have that chat about how to really sort out that stuff that's deep down inside. Obviously confidential. Nothing goes out of the vault. If you want to go in the prize draw for the one-on-one coaching program, man, it'll just change your life. I think someone's already said that in one of the previous comments. Plus, there's many people who have experienced and have gained this life-changing work on themselves. So if you want to go in the draw, just put yes in the comments. Okay, thanks for listening. I look forward to hearing from you, because I'd love your feedback on what your thoughts are. So DM for the chat, yes for the prize draw in the comments. Have a terrific Tuesday.